The primary purpose of Phase 7 is to ensure that lessons learned from the investigation are used to prevent similar problems from occurring again. Rather than concentrating solely on individual misconduct, the organization examines broader organizational factors that may have contributed to the incident. This phase supports long-term resolution by restoring workplace stability, improving organizational processes, and creating measurable value from the investigation. It also helps organizations evaluate the effectiveness of their investigative efforts and determine whether resources were used efficiently, contributing to an assessment of the investigation's overall return on investment, ROI. A key activity in this phase is conducting a systematic review of the investigation. Management, HR, and the investigative team work together to assess how effectively the investigation was conducted and identify opportunities for improvement. This review includes evaluating investigative procedures, analyzing response times, identifying strengths and weaknesses in the process, and documenting best practices for future investigations. By critically examining the investigation itself, organizations can improve both their investigative capabilities and their overall response to workplace issues. Another important component is root cause analysis and damage assessment. Rather than focusing exclusively on the misconduct, the organization seeks to determine why the incident occurred and what organizational conditions may have enabled it. This may involve identifying weaknesses in policies, inadequate supervision, ineffective reporting structures, poor communication, insufficient training, or deficiencies in internal controls. At the same time, the organization assesses the impact of the incident on workplace morale, employee trust, organizational reputation, productivity, and financial performance. Understanding both the causes and consequences of the incident allows management to develop more effective prevention strategies. Phase 7 also plays an important role in reducing future legal liability. Under the principle of foreseeability, organizations may face increased legal exposure when they become aware of a workplace problem but fail to take reasonable steps to address it. Once an investigation identifies a systemic weakness or recurring issue, management has a responsibility to implement corrective measures. Failure to do so may be viewed as negligence if similar incidents occur in the future. As a result, prevention efforts are not only good management practice, but also an important risk management strategy. The information gathered during the review process is used to develop prevention and education initiatives. These may include revising workplace policies, strengthening procedures, improving internal controls, clarifying reporting mechanisms, or redesigning workflows to eliminate vulnerabilities. Organizations may also implement targeted training programs, such as harassment prevention training, workplace respect workshops, leadership development, ethics education, or conflict resolution programs. The goal is to address both the immediate issue and the broader organizational factors that contributed to it. Where sufficient data exists, organizations may also conduct trend analysis by reviewing findings from multiple investigations over time. This allows management to identify recurring patterns of misconduct, high-risk departments, common policy violations, or emerging workplace concerns. Such analysis helps direct resources toward areas where preventative measures will have the greatest impact and supports a proactive approach to workplace governance. Throughout Phase 7, the investigator's role remains advisory rather than managerial. Investigators may provide information, observations, and recommendations based on their findings, but they do not create policy or implement organizational changes. Responsibility for deciding and implementing preventative strategies rests with management, HR, corporate security, or other designated stakeholders. Any recommendations are typically presented after the active investigation has concluded and appropriate approvals have been obtained. Ultimately, Phase 7 completes the investigation cycle by ensuring that the organization learns from the incident rather than merely responding to it. By conducting systematic reviews, identifying root causes, implementing preventative measures, and educating employees and leaders, organizations can strengthen workplace culture, reduce future risk, improve compliance, and create a safer and more accountable work environment.